Ask Cancer Wisdom is our video series where we answer your questions about cancer. Click the link below if you want to ask us a question about your issue. Also subscribe to our channel if you want more info about natural cancer remedies. The question in this video is, how can I lose the fear of death? One thing you will face when you have cancer is the prospect of dying. Death is the big taboo that most people don't want to talk about. Our ancestors didn't worry as much about it as we do. So what caused us to start worrying about death? Losing our ego is the reason why we fear death. The ego is a false self created by our unconscious identification with the mind. Our mind is a collection of our negative thoughts and beliefs. Native people weren't afraid of losing their individuality. They couldn't separate their existence from nature or their tribe. Native people believed that life came from God or spirit and returned to it. Everyone felt they were part of a whole and not separate. They didn't have a concept of time and lived in the present. The notion of time developed after their ego emerged. At the core of our being, we are one with the universe, infinite and eternal, beyond space and time and death. Although we have become alienated from this true nature, we still have an intuition of it. Our deepest drive is to regain the wholeness which we lost. But we go about this in the wrong way. We have confused our spiritual nature into the realm of the ego. In our deepest selves, we are one with God or the universe, but on the level of the ego, this translates into a desire to be God. We want to be powerful, to control and dominate other people. That is why we have a desire for status, success and power. The spirit in us is immortal, but on the ego level, this translates to living forever as an individual. The ego is the false self that stops us from seeing who we are. All it wants is to survive. This false, mind-made self feels vulnerable and insecure. The ego always seeks new things to identify with to give it a feeling that it exists. But nothing is ever enough to give it lasting fulfillment. When we identify with our ego, we are aware of its potential non-existence. That is why some people want to believe in the survival of the individual for eternity in heaven. But since many of us no longer accept the possibility of immortality in heaven, we try to attain it on earth. We do this by becoming so powerful that we reach permanent godlike status. Or we want to become so famous that we transcend death by leaving an impressive legacy. Because we work so hard to maintain our status or knowledge, it's difficult to let go of these things. To stop fearing death, you need to let go of the ego. Your ego exists because of your negative thoughts. It's a mental parasite that feeds off your negative energy. You have to go beyond the mind and thoughts to experience your true self. One book everyone should read is Dying to Be Me by Anita Moorjani. In this book she described her battle with cancer and her near-death experience. In 2006, Anita fell into a coma after a 4-year struggle with cancer. Anita felt no emotional attachment to her lifeless body as it lay there on the hospital bed. She felt free, liberated and radiant. Every pain, ache, sadness and sorrow was gone. In this near-death state, she was more aware of her surroundings than in her physical state. She wasn't using her 5 biological senses, yet could take in more of the surrounding. It didn't feel as though she had physically gone somewhere. Instead, it felt as though she had woken up from a bad dream. Love, joy and ecstasy poured into her. Anita felt more free and alive than she had ever before. It was a feeling of complete, pure, unconditional love, unlike anything she had felt before. Time felt different in that realm too. Anita was aware of her past, present and future simultaneously. She discovered that death was an illusion. The entire universe felt alive and conscious. Albert Einstein also discovered that our physical world is not solid at all. In the 19th century, physicists started to explore the link between energy and matter. Soon, scientists dropped the belief of a material world. Instead, they recognized that matter is nothing but an illusion. Things that seem solid aren't. Everything at its core is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Our senses take these vibrations and make us believe in a material world. But you are not your body because you drag around it every day, nor are you a car because you drive it. If you want to learn more about this topic, please read our blog post we wrote earlier. There you can also download our workbook, How to Let Go of Your Fear of Death. This guide teaches you 6 powerful exercises you can use to worry less about death. The link to the blog post and the worksheet is in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.